What's up guys, Peter here from Reviews on Anything, and right behind me you see the TREGREN T12 kitchen garden. It's a Kickstarter project that I backed a couple of months ago, and it is an indoor growing garden for herbs, spices, tomatoes, cucumbers, really anything you want. Now there are similar products out there, but I particularly like this one, and since it was on Kickstarter I thought, you know, why not? I cook a lot and I use a lot of herbs and spices, so I thought why not have them in my own kitchen and grow myself. Now, it being a Kickstarter project, it got delayed a couple of times because of tooling and molds that didn't fit and a few other issues. You know, that's fine, that's what Kickstarter is for. And in general, they communicated pretty okay about it. Nothing to write home about, but you know, overall it was fine. I have it assembled right back here, as you can see. I'll show you the setup process and how it looks like later, obviously. But I have to say, we're not off to a very good start. It started with shipping. It comes in the actual box, which is just a box with a wrapper on it. They just slapped a label on it and shipped it. So they couldn't even be bothered to put an extra round of packaging around it. Now you could say, you know, what does it matter? You know, you're going to throw the box away anyway. I agree. But, you know, it is a product is an experience from purchase to actually using it. And I think the packaging and opening the box is a big part of that. So if you get a box that's damaged, which they always are, from shipping, it's just not a nice start of the product experience. Now in terms of the hardware that you see behind me, obviously it doesn't come set up like this in the box, but you have to assemble a few pieces in order to make it look like this, which is not an issue whatsoever, but it's slightly disappointing again. There's panel gaps everywhere, the materials feel cheap, it works, yeah, but it's not nice to use. Sharp edges everywhere, not nice, which in the end is not a disaster because you're going to put it like this and probably never going to touch it again except for the plants inside. But it feels not like a refined product, which is not nice. Even if it was a Kickstarter project, you know, you're paying good money for it. It's not cheap, and you want a good product for that. And this very much feels like an unfinished or unevolved product, very much like a first-gen product, if you ask me. So yeah, right off the bat, a little bit of disappointment both in the packaging and the product itself. So here we are, about 3 weeks later, with things going very well, as you can see. Obviously I've put the plants in different pots because those little earth discs only last you so long. They didn't all survive, some of them got pretty moldy and some of the seeds didn't really do anything. So I had to throw those away. But as you can see, the selection is growing pretty nicely. Is that due to the hardware? Probably not. I think if you would have put this in a pot with a normal LED light above it, you probably would have gotten the same result. The benefit though is that the built-in pump obviously waters the plants on a regular basis, so you don't have to think about that yourself. I have to say my initial thoughts about the hardware and how bad it is still remain, but they have somewhat been put into context because you don't really interact with the hardware that much on a daily basis. Obviously when you put the plants in a different pot you will be, but most of the time it just stands here and that is it, so you're not dealing with sharp edges or creases or panel gaps. I have been trying to deal with the software though, because this obviously comes with an app, like everything does these days. But you're supposed to fine-tune the watering and the lighting schedule to your individual plants with the app. I can be very short about that, the app is a complete disaster. I can't believe they released it because it's not even finished yet. You know, if you have an app with still lorem ipsum stuff in it, come on guys, not acceptable in this day and age. So either pull it off or make sure that it is ready. But I couldn't even connect to my watering plant system here. And the app was completely useless, it didn't do anything. So how do I feel in the end about the TREGREN system? I think it is a complete unfinished product. Like I said, the app is a complete disaster, I can't believe they put that out. But also the hardware here is not finished. There's too many gaps, there's too many loose ends. It is an unpolished 1.0 version. Which is really too bad. It looked really cool and nice on the mock-ups, on the Kickstarter campaign, but you know, the real life is certainly different. It is not delivering on what I hoped it would be. That said, you can't argue that the plants are not growing, so that is a good thing, but I'm pretty sure if you just buy a pot like this, some LED lights and some kind of automated watering system at your local garden shop, it will not only be cheaper, but also more functional and have actually the same results in the end. Is it worth it in this case? I don't think so. It's not a finished product that they should have released. They should have actually gone over another iteration before they put it on the market. But that is the risk you run with Kickstarter campaigns, I suppose. The plants are growing, so that is good, and obviously I will continue to use it until the plants are mature, maybe put them outside at some point as well. But it is a disappointment overall, the experience of the product, and you know, the end result being as it may. I think you could have gotten that on your own. This was Peter from Reviews on Anything with a disappointing look at the TREGREN indoor garden system. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel, that always helps us out a lot, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!